Hi, today I am answering a very peculiar question. This is about who is blamed, who is to be blamed for the issues in marriage, who is to be blamed for the marital mess. Because when I work with couples, when I work with women, you know, when I talk to them, the wife says husband is responsible or his family, his side of the family is responsible. Husband says that wife or her side of the family is responsible. Okay. So let's have a very objective look at, you know, who plays what kind of a role that further contributes to or that adds to the marital issues. Okay. Now, there are two perspectives to it. One perspective is from the point of view of man. Okay. The other perspective is from the point of view of a woman, which means husband or wife. So today I am going to be speaking from the perspective of the man, the husband. Okay. Tomorrow I'll speak from the perspective of wife. Now, when I'm speaking on from the perspective of husband, so this video is addressed to women. All right. Now, after you get married, it's a very natural expectation that since you are the newcomer in that house, even though you might be knowing your husband for a while, you've dated for a while, but after marriage, when you enter the family, you're a newcomer, right? So you expect your husband to support you every which way till such extent that till such time that you comfortably settle down in terms of you being accepted and loved by his side of the family, correct? But then no matter how many assurances you might have got before you got married, or how confident you had felt before you got married, but after marriage you see that your expectations in terms of the kind of support you're expecting from your husband, that somehow it feels that it does not come. Okay. Now what happens? Why does that support not come? One of the reasons, and which is a very very crucial reason, is that when your husband was small, he was a little boy, right? A possibility would have been that his parents did not get along, and there is no offense to anybody, right? This is just a factual thing that I'm telling you. So there is a possibility that when he was a boy, his parents did not get along. So when his parents did not get along, uh, the mother had all the onus. Mother had the entire responsibility of uh, say taking the dual responsibility of a mother and of a father as well. So whatever father is supposed to be doing, mother starts to do for the child, because she believes that father is not playing adequately enough his role, so she takes the role of a father also and mother also. In that process, in that journey, mother tends to become emotionally dependent on her son. Just as father and daughter are close and they are that they have great relationship, similarly mother and son also are close and they have great relationship. So while mother tends to become emotionally dependent on son because her husband was not available to fulfill her emotional needs, so when the boy starts to grow up, over a period of time, mother starts to become emotionally dependent while playing the role of a mother and father. What happens to that little boy? That little boy, being a boy, realizes that he thinks his subconscious mind thinks that now he's got to play the role of a father also, which means be emotionally available to mother, because his father was not emotionally available to mother. Now he is seeing himself in that role of a man, of a boy, who is to be uh, available emotionally to his mother. Okay. Now there becomes the emotional connection between mother and son becomes deep, because both of them are satisfying each other's emotional needs. Okay. Boy in some other form, mother in some other form, they are satisfying their emotional needs, and hence they become dependent on each other for their emotional needs. Okay, now this kind of a life goes on and they do not know that this is happening, but this is not in their conscious awareness. But then, this continues very well, this setting is great until the boy gets married. When the boy gets married, two things happen. Mother feels that, the emotional connection has got lost, or mother feels that emotional connection is going to get lost. So she is, shrinking from inside. She is, getting very anxious from inside, and she is feeling all alone suddenly. She doesn't know what to do. Okay, that's what the mother feels when the boy is going to get married. What the boy feels is that he also believes that wife on one side and mother on the other side, what does he do? So he gets a kind of in a situation where he wishes to be with his wife, he wishes to spend time, he wishes to know her more. At the same time, there is that emotional connection, that emotional bond between mother and son, which is so strong and so intense that, if he moves towards his wife emotionally also, then one part of him pulls him back, because he feels broken, thinking that he can't be breaking that emotional bond with his mother. So he is in a state of fix. Neither he's able to move towards his wife, nor he's able to maintain that same bond with his mother, and therefore not able to take a stand. In this scenario, wife naturally begins to, put up questions like, your mother or your parents should know that this is our time. They should give us that time and space. They should understand that we need time for each other. Okay, when a man is standing at the center with wife on one end and husband on the other end, and wife begins to pull in this direction, okay, now for him, your side is little unknown, mother's side is known. Okay, so when he gets pulled in your direction, and he does not feel very comfortable, because your direction is still a kind of unknown zone. You might have dated him for 10 years, but with his mother he's been there for 25, 30 years. Okay, so comparatively your zone is slightly unknown, mothers is a known zone there. So when he sees lot of, arguments happening, lot of demand happening in terms of how he should be with his mother or not, then people have the tendency to move towards a familiar zone. Whether the familiar zone is full of ups and downs, full of troubles, full of traumas, it doesn't matter, but familiar zone is a familiar zone. So the man tends to move more towards the familiar zone. That's one reason. Another reason is, when you talk to him about these issues in terms of his relationship with his mother and his relationship with you, then when you speak to him about these issues time and again, the man thinks, he perceives that somewhere this might lead to breaking the emotional bond completely with his mother. Now, when this thought comes up in terms of if the relationship is going to completely get broken with his mother, the emotional bond is going to get broken, then he also feels that fear in him, and then he gets pulled towards his mother, right? So that's one of the reasons why the husband tends to move towards his mother. One, the emotional bond is strong, and two, your zone is little unknown as compared to his mother's zone. Okay, no matter how whatever, whichever way he has been brought up, whatever negative experiences he might have had, but still, that zone is more comfortable, that bond is more intense, and hence the man behaves the way he behaves, and you it appears that he is not with you. Okay, so in that case, the suggestion, my advice would be that, number one, have patience. Number two, give time to him, give time to your own self. Okay, that's important. And number three, very important, is you are actually looking on the other side or dependent on the other side, because somewhere even you are wanting your emotional needs to be met up by him. Okay, whatever those needs might be, but you now after marriage you want him to satisfy those emotional needs. Okay, so, therefore, the third step is, instead of depending on him to satisfy your emotional needs, you got to satisfy your emotional needs by your own self, which is about healing. The journey that I talked about yesterday and day before, you got to work on your needs by yourself, so that when you're able to fulfill those needs by yourself, the way you connect with him, the way you interact with him, the way you talk to him, it'll automatically change, and then he will start feeling comfortable to be coming into your zone. Okay, so you will get your share of time, space, whatever you want. At the same time, you'll be very comfortable when he gives his mother her share of whatever her needs are, right? So he will be able to automatically give a very good balance, a very healthy balance between his mother and you, when you give time, have patience, and you work on your own needs, you satisfy your own emotional needs by healing yourself. Okay, so that's more about a healing journey. This is from the man's perspective, and I am going to be telling you this kind of a perspective from your side, from the woman's perspective, so that when you understand both the perspectives, you will be in a better position to look at your own situation. And today, I am inviting you to book your free relationship rescue session, one session with me, because we always start our journey from, this space of how do you connect with your own self. Okay, this then the entire program goes. Now I am inviting you, should you want one session, relationship rescue session with me, then there is a link to the appointment calendar which is going to be given in this video, below this video or above this video, wherever. Book that call, and I am going to be talking to you on three things. Number one, I will understand from you what are the issues that you are facing. Number two, what is the kind of life that you actually wish to live. And three, what's the best way forward for you. And towards the end of it, I will also let you know if your marriage is really workable or not, worth fighting for or not. Okay, so the link is there. And that's all from me to you today. I will see you tomorrow at 3:30. You take care. Bye.